Okay, so here's part 2 of today's video. I didn't want to make them too long, so I decided to truncate it and make it a little bit shorter. So we're going to go ahead and start with our dividing fractions. And these are some really simple examples to start. And what I want you to remember is that we're going to keep the first fraction. We're going to change the sign. And we're going to flip the second fraction. Keep, change, flip. And if you can remember that, that's going to really help you with this type of problem. So following these instructions, I'm going to take my first fraction and I'm going to keep it. So it's going to be 3 over 4. I'm going to change this division sign to multiplication. And I'm going to flip my second fraction. So I'm actually multiplying by its reciprocal. And this is a big word. We use it a lot in math, reciprocal. This is the flipped version of this particular fraction. We call it the reciprocal. So now that I've flipped, I've changed, and I flipped my problem, I now have a multiplication problem. But before I do my multiplying, I still want to look to see if I can cross cancel. I have a 3 and a 3 here, right? So we just did that cross canceling. So I know that 3 divided by 3 is 1. And again, 3 divided by 3 is 1. So now my problem is so much easier to multiply. Because now I have 1 times 5 and 4 times 1. And remember, we're keeping it in an improper fraction form if that's what it looks like. Unless my directions say create a mixed number, we're going to keep it as an improper fraction. Okay, so this one I want you guys to do with me. Go ahead and pause your video now and copy these 3 problems and copy what I just did. So I'm going to give you a couple seconds or minutes to go ahead and copy these down. You're going to write exactly what I did here and then copy these 2 examples. Hit pause, get it copied, and I'll be right back. Okay, so once again, keep, change, flip. So I'm going to keep 17 over 3. I'm going to change my division to multiplication, and I'm going to flip, so I will be multiplying by the reciprocal over here. Okay, so I'm going to look to cross cancel. 17 and 17 is a prime number. I really can't do this, so it's not going to work for me. 3 is also prime. 5 is prime. I cannot simplify these, so I'm just going to have to multiply straight across. Well, I don't know what 17 times 5 is, or 14 times 3. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write it old school and come up with my answers. 7 times 5 is 35, carry my 3. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 makes it 85. So I know my top number is going to be 85. 14 times 3, so 4 times 3 is 12, carry my 1. 3 times 1 is 1, plus 1 is 2. So my bottom number is going to be 22, my denominator. Let's make sure, and I also need to practice using the correct vocabulary when we're doing our math problems. Okay, so that was pretty simple, right? No cross canceling. I couldn't find anything. They're all prime numbers, or mostly, except for this one, but the other 3 were prime. So let's do the next one. Actually, I'm wrong. So this one you should have been doing with me. Now this one I want you guys to do on your own. Go ahead and do on your own, push the pause button, solve it, and then come back and check your answer. Welcome back, check your answer. There it is, done for you. I didn't show you how to do this one. I want you guys to see if you could find your mistake if you made one. I knew 2 times 14 was 28, so I didn't do it up here, but if you needed to do that, you should have. And this is pretty simple. Simple for me. If it's not simple for you, then we're really going to need to practice, and you should probably watch the video over and over until it is actually simple for you. All right, let's go ahead and move on to my last slide. And these are some bigger numbers, and they should be some like this on your worksheet for class tomorrow. Here we have what's called a mixed number. mixed number. And with these mixed numbers, we've already gone over this. We need to make sure that we are multiplying by your bottom number and adding your top number or your numerator in order to get an improper fraction. So we're going to do that first by rewriting our problems, okay? So 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So my numerator becomes 13. My denominator does not change. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can do it right away, or you can rewrite the problem first and then do your keep change flip. So I don't want us to get confused, so I'm going to do it in 2 steps here. So my next step, which would do the keep, would be the keep change, and then I'm going to do my flip. Okay? I'm going to look, I see 2 and 4 here, and they're jumping right out at me because I know that 4 is divisible by 2. So I'm going to divide 4 by 2, and that's going to give me 2. When I divide 2 by 2, oops, it gives me 1. 13 and 34. 3 times, no, these are not members of the same fact family. 13, if I count by 13, it's 13. 26 and then 39, so that's not going to work. We can't do these, so we're just going to multiply straight across. So 13 times 2 is 26. 1 times 34 is 34. But it looks like I can actually still simplify this, right? So I'm going to go back to my multiplication chart and look for 26 and 34. So if I'm looking for 26 and 34, I know I can probably do them here. So what numbers were they again? 34 and 26. 36 and 24. 24 and 36. That's not that. 24. Nope. 24 and 36. So I can divide by 12, right? 34, 24, 36 by 12. So let's go back to my page there. Oh, it's 26. I'm going to have to divide by 2. So if I divide 26 by 2, my answer is going to be 13. If I divide 34 by 2, my answer is going to be 16. No. Yep. 16. And this is my reduced number. I'm actually going to bring this down over here. I want us to get in the habit of working our problems out vertically. So this would actually go down here, and my answer would be 13 over 16. Okay. Let's do this one together. Go ahead and stop your video here. Copy this down, and then we're going to do this one together, and the last one I'm going to have you do on your own and just verify your work, okay? So pause the video and copy down the rest of these problems. Okay, so remember, we're going to multiply by our denominator and then add our numerator. This one we don't have to do, so we're just changing this fraction. So 7 times 2 is 14, plus 1 is 15, so my top number is going to be 15. My denominator stays 2, and then I'm just going to bring down my second fraction, 26 over 5. Now I'm going to do my keep change flip. I'm keeping my first fraction as 15 over 2. I'm changing my operation to multiplication, and then I'm going to flip 5 over 26. But why didn't I cross cancel up here or here? Wouldn't that have been easier? Made it easier for me? Because I can't. I cannot cross cancel when it's division. I can only cross cancel when we have our problem set up as a multiplying problem. So 15 and 26 don't divide. I'm just going to have to do the math straight across. So I'm going to do it down here. 15 times 26. And then my second problem is going, oops, I'm sorry, I did that wrong, didn't I? 15 times 5, I got to multiply straight across, and then 26 times 2. 5 times 5 is 25, carry my 2, 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. So 15 times 5 is going to give me 75 over 26 times 2, 6 times 2 is 12, carry my 1, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So my numerator, or denominator, I'm sorry, is going to be 52, which gives me my new answer. These can't divide by 2. They don't divide by 5. So this is going to be our answer. Okay, so now I want you to do this one together. Don't forget to multiply and then add. If you want to add your multiplication, your addition sign, do that. Whatever works for you. No requirements. I just want to see all your work when you do it. Okay, come back as soon as you have it and push play again to check your work. But for now, go ahead and push pause and come back when you're done. Okay, so check your answer. Here we go, 125 over 124. Now remember, a lot of you guys are going to want to do this cross-canceling before we turn it into a multiplication problem. Don't do that. That is a common error. I don't want you guys to do that. So if some of you did that and ended up with the wrong answer, that's why. We want to go ahead and do the keep, change, flip before we look for cross-canceling. And in this case, we were not able to do any cross-canceling. So we multiplied straight across. I did it the long way here and got my answer of 125 over 124. So that's it for tonight. I hope you guys are watching these videos. Parents, it's super duper important that you guys take the time to watch the videos so that we don't waste time in class. And all our time in class I can spend on helping, answering questions. Make sure if something confuses you, you put a note to the side of your notes, and when you come in tomorrow or the following day or the day after you watch the video or whenever, you can ask me, hey, I really was unsure about this. Can you show me? Highlight it, put an asterisk by it. Do whatever you need to so that you're getting the questions that you have answered. Again, I'm going to add a section to our webpage that has other links. I'm sure my videos are pretty boring now because I am just learning how to do them myself. But as they get better, hopefully I'll get better. And I'll put some additional links and videos and additional links and additional video page on my webpage. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.